such a negative way. Leharim is to lift up. Yirmiyahu could mean that God's going to lift up the Jewish people. Why does he have to interpret it as God's going to lift up an enemy to destroy Jerusalem? And finally, what is the significance of Yirmiyahu taking the extra letter Vav from Eliyahu's name? Time is short, so I'm going to just say the Kitzur Nimratz. What I think the pshat is over here. Yirmiyahu was only, and you learn a lot about what the significance of a name is from this whole midrash. A person who knows that he has a purpose and a function in life wants to receive his name, because the name of a person signifies what that person's function is in life. And that's why we're so careful in our tradition to carefully choose a name that we feel and we hope will be matim for the child. Normally a father is endowed with Ruach HaKodesh to be able to know what the right name was. But because of the impending disaster, even the father was denied Ruach HaKodesh to be able to properly choose a name. He was optimistic and said, we'll call you Avraham, we'll call you Yitzchak. Names of great people during the ascendant periods of our Jewish history. And Yirmiyahu, even the child in the stomach knew, because he knew Kol HaTorah Kula in his mother's belly, he knew that this was wrong. He knew that he had a purpose and a calling that was significant to specifically his generation. A new calling of impending doom and impending disaster. And that's why only Eliyahu is able to provide the proper nechama. Because what does Eliyahu represent? Eliyahu represents the Geula HaAsida. He represents future redemption. So Yirmiyahu is only willing to come out if he's able to hear from Eliyahu that don't worry, this is a temporary state. Eventually our people will be redeemed. And therefore I have to come along and give you that extra letter Vav. What's the difference between the letter Vav and without the letter Vav? Yirmiyah has the two letters of God's name. Ki Yad al Keis Kamil Chamal Hashem B'Amalek Midor Dor. God's two-letter name represents the Jewish existence in the diaspora. When you add the extra letter Vav, you are taking all three letters that appear in the Tetragrammaton, in the Shem Havaya, and you're putting them all together. We know from Chazal that Eliyahu's name, Elijah's name, appears without the extra letter Vav 5 times in Tanakh, and Yaakov Avinu took that extra letter Vav as collateral, because Eliyahu his name cannot be complete until he fulfills his tafkid of bringing redemption to the Jewish people. And therefore his name is missing a letter Vav. Yirmiyahu says to Eliyahu, I too will take that letter Vav from your name, Eliyahu, and attach it to mine as an nechama, that even though I represent a gullus for the Jewish people, but I will take the extra letter Vav of your name, append it to my name, and now I will have all three letters of the Tetragrammaton. So now my name will no longer represent only the destruction of the Jewish people and the two-letter name of God in the diaspora, but my name will also represent the three letters of the Tetragrammaton, the Yud, the Hey, and the Vav, which represent Geula, which represent redemption. And then truly Yirmiyahu means God will lift up the Jewish people. And therefore we feel, as Jewish tradition mandates, that Yirmiyahu is quite an appropriate name. Yirmiyah may not, but Yirmiyahu certainly is. We added the name Yitzchak because of Inyana Diyama. We're reading about the life of Yitzchak in Parshas Vayer and Parshas Vayesara. We also felt that to temper the whole book of Yirmiyahu, we needed to add a name that represents laughter and joy and mirth, which is what the name Isaac Yitzchak represents. It represents laughter, and we also know that, like the Gemara in Shabbos says, that Yitzchak is the only one of the patriarchs who has the ability to be able to successfully defend the Jewish people when all other defenses fail. So we feel that Yirmiyahu Yitzchak, we hope that he will be the one who truly lifts up the Jewish people and brings us redemption. Amen. Thank you all for coming.